just called me Shape, right? But that's a very intelligent young man. He should call himself just call me Sharp. He's very intelligent.
That was one of Big Ward's subscriber. Yesterday I was on his live. We talked. We had a good time. Very, very solid dude. Very good conversation. And when I got on his live, we immediately started talking about MGTOW.
MGTOW is saying, I would love to have a woman, but it ain't worth it. I still want a woman. I need a woman.
Yeah.
But my options are very slim.
He was referencing one of my recent videos in which I said that I'm tired of dating and I'm going MGTOW. And in a follow-up video, one of my subscribers asked this. Now I'm curious, what would a woman have to do in order to get you interested, as well as what in general should guys do while in MGTOW? That's a really good question. That's why in this video, I'm going to teach you 5 things all men should do when they go MGTOW. Before I get into the video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. We're going straight like this. Help us get to 10,000 subs. Now, for starters, MGTOW is described as an anti-feminist group in which they believe that feminism has corrupted society, which I completely agree. But I do not support the idea that MGTOW is misogynistic and has been implicated for the online harassment of women. I do not support that. I vehemently denounce it, and I just think it's demonstrably incorrect. And this is why we need to rebrand MGTOW back to its original meaning, which is men going their own way. Now that we took care of the housekeeping, here's the number one thing men should do when going into MGTOW. Say it with me out loud. I do not need booty. That's right. You don't need it. So stop simping for it, stop being desperate for it, and stop harassing women about it. This movement of MGTOW used to be men that were upset that they weren't getting women, so they started attacking them and shaming them. I don't support that at all. Whatsoever. And if you're like that, you might as well exit from this video right now because I don't support it and I don't support you. The reality of it is this. If you're thirsty for women, you will do horrible things. And this is why as men, the real men going their own way is saying we don't actually need the booty. We could do without it. Okay? Listen, I enjoy booty just like anybody else. It's actually my favorite thing on a woman is her booty. But the reality of it is that you do not need it. It is a desire. And I like to think of women as a luxury item, right? It's not a necessity, it's a luxury item. So you should focus on telling yourself this daily affirmation that I don't need booty. I don't need booty. Say it one more time. I don't need booty. Number 2, if there's a short-term goal you've been meaning to achieve or a long-term goal you've been meaning to start, get started. Okay. I know myself, I've been putting off becoming a pilot because I've been too busy going on dates with women. If you've seen in my previous video, I got over 400 matches on Hinge. And trust me, it was a distraction. Okay. Because why? All this time I spent on talking to girls online, matching with them, swiping on their pictures, right? Trying to figure out a cool thing to say to them. And it took a while to figure out how to message a girl properly on Hinge that made sense and correlated to my personality. And then 3, try to convince them to give me their number so we go on a first date. That's just all the start. Then from there, after you're on the first date, you got to show up, you got to dress nice, you got to smell good, you got to act nice. And importantly, you got to make sure she's doing most of the talking and you're barely saying the word because we know you can talk your way out of the punani. You can't talk your way into the punani. Anyway, all of that took a lot of effort, energy, time, and resources. And I could have took that same amount of time and resources and started my private pilot license. So short term, I want to start becoming a pilot. Long term, I actually want to get my pilot license. It's going to cost me somewhere around $10,000 to $20,000. So I should save the money since I'm not going on dates with women anymore. So like I said before, if there's a short-term goal you've been meaning to achieve or a long-term goal you've been meaning to start, now is the time to start it. Number 3, find God. Now I'm going to hand this over to Big Ward because we talked about this yesterday on his live. What's advice for people like me who no kids, never been married? What should my play be? Because sometimes I'll be having FOMO myself. That's what I mean by like I'll be looking at people like, yo, you got a family, you got a wife, like that looks nice. You know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts on me? Like how should I run my play? You know?
Depends on if you believe in biblical stuff. And I'm starting to believe more and more into biblical prophecy and things like that. So I'm believing that right now we are in the last days. I'm starting to believe that.
Damn.
I didn't want to believe because I'm seeing stuff like the Olympics. You watch the Olympics?
Oh my God. The opening ceremony? That was crazy, bro.
The drag queen last supper.
That's
So
oh man.
that's just how far we've sunk as a society. And for them to be taking a shot at Christianity like that, starting to make me think, why y'all picking on Christianity like that? This is not normal what we're dealing with. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I need aluminum foil hat or what have you. Conspiracy theory. Something going on right now. I ain't stupid. It ain't making much sense. I can't tell you what it is, but some out of order. Some ain't right. Women don't love men. Men don't love women. That's weird. People love themselves. All you see on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, selfish. People admiring and idolizing themselves. Look at me. Women, you see the pictures they take all the time. Look at me, look at me, look at me. People idolizing and in love with themselves. All this stuff is written in a book that's thousands of years old.
I think you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to find love. We should try to find God at this point now. Because
Right.
we are in the spiritual warfare right now. I can't say that any better than what already has been said. But I will say this as an addition. Without God or without a belief system such as God, you're going to be very lost. God gives you your purpose in life. And when people say be on your purpose, God is purpose. God is also morals and values and attitude towards life. And I believe that everyone deserves to be free. And if we're looking at this world very concisely, we could see that there's a lot of things going on to control people and make sure that they're prisoners. So if you don't trust what's going on in the world, you don't trust a lot of these movements, just know they're going against Christianity and Catholicism. Number 4, study and participate in your own health. Now, Red Pill was good for this, telling people to get fit, get muscles. It's part of their whole, trilogy of muscles, money, and game. But the part of having health and fitness is everything. Because guess what? What the hell is freedom if you're sick and you're dying and you don't feel good? Okay? One person once said that a rich man, if he has millions of dollars and a headache, trust me, he's still thinking about that headache. And so it's best for you to not only be in the gym, but figure out what's the best foods to eat. And to let you know, I'm going to be transparent here. I'm plant-based. I'm vegan. That means I'll only eat plants, vegetables, and fruits. That's it. Nothing else. When I watched a documentary called Game Changers, I watched a documentary called Cowspiracy, I watched a documentary called What the Health, and I learned that, some of the things they've been telling us to eat are not really healthy for you. And it makes sense, right? As adults, as humans, should we really be eating the eggs, the ovulation of another animal? Do you know where eggs come from? They come from something called a cloaca. And a cloaca is the uni hole that a bird has to have sex in and to take shits from. So, yeah, I won't lie. Did I enjoy egg sandwiches? Yeah, I did. I'm from Jersey. We used to have our Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna come clean. I used to love them. But further investigation, I realized, 1, it wasn't healthy for me because all the cholesterol and saturated fat. And 2, it is kind of gross if you really think about it. So I'm just saying this again. If you don't trust your oppressors and these people are trying to oppress you, why would you trust what they tell you to eat? Number 5, study and participate in your economic freedom and your finances. Let me tell you something, man. If it was up to the man, not God, but the man, right? Your boss, you'd be working forever. Okay? You'd be always working for a paycheck, begging for more hours, begging for a raise. But there's no freedom in that. And if you're going to truly go your own way, you need to be able to not be fired. You need to be able to be uncancelable, if that's a word. Or you can't get demonetized, that type of thing, right? Like, I'm not really worried about demonetization. I plan to participate in the YouTube, terms of conditions and stuff like that. I'm going to do what YouTube wants me to do. But the reality of it is I'm taking that earned income and I'm investing in assets, such as real estate. I have my real estate license, and I've been a licensed realtor in New Jersey for over 2 years, and I learned a lot about investing and buying properties and playing Monopoly. And let me just tell you something. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, okay? And that's just one type of investment you can get. I'm not here to judge. I know Vlad TV is going to tell you get stocks and bonds, and you guys you listen to Vlad or whatever. I watch Vlad TV interviews too. Shout out to him. Maybe I'll be on Vlad one day. But the reality of it is, There's a lot of books that people should read in order to figure out the stuff that school never taught you, okay? So look, I'm going to give you a few books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Here's another book. Any other book that Rich Dad, Poor Dad wrote. It's kind of funny because he has like a catalog of books, and a lot of them are good. You know, he has that one guy, can't think of his name right now, but he invests with him as well. If I get his name, I'll come back to it. It doesn't really matter, though. If you look in his catalog, he has a lot of great books for other people. I also recommend The Richest Man in Babylon. That is a great book. One of the best books because it tells me, well, it talked about how people should keep a portion of all they earn, right? Like it does that, meaning a portion of every dollar you earn is yours to keep, and it shouldn't go to bills, it shouldn't go to car notes, it shouldn't go to paying rent. It should be in your pocket and in your pocket only. Great book. But look, there's probably a ton of other books, you know, that I'm missing out here. And the point is not to be comprehensive in all the books that you should read, but it is that say that you should read and you should study and you should educate yourself. Therefore, you could be financially free. And what wealth is really is time. How much time can you live without having to work? And if you have assets and your assets cover all your liabilities, such as you got assets that generate income, such as you have a bunch of properties that generate rent, and from that rental income, you could pay off the mortgage and you could pay off your bills, you could survive indefinitely. And that's where I'm trying to get to. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to do YouTube. I don't have to do any of this work. I do it because I want to. I do it because I want to be of service. I want to be useful. But the reality of it is I can stop at any point. Now, whether I actually do that or not is a whole nother decision. I think most people don't actually want to retire, go to some beach somewhere, drink martinis and shit. I think most people want to have some type of work to do. But needing to work and wanting to work and, you know, doing it for leisure are two different things. And I'd rather do the latter. Work just because I want to and I want to provide value. Shit, I really want to write a book. And in order to write a book, I need a lot of time to do that. Therefore, I need a lot of wealth and resources in order to do that. I also want to start restaurants, the whole nine. I also want a hangar house, a house that has a garage for an airplane. So when I learn how to fly, I can fly and land at a runway strip that's inside the community I live in. They're called residential air parks, by the way, for people that know about that. If you're into being a pilot, look into residential air parks. I think it's like, 52 in America? Anyway, there's these residential areas where every home in in that community has a hangar, meaning a garage to put an airplane, and they all share a drag strip, a runway that they go all land and use, and it's like private. Awesome. Complete fire. You need money to do that, okay? And so, and that's what I'm looking towards. Anyway, finances is important for that. Okay, so study your finances, read your financial books. There's a bunch of books you can look into. But long story short, that's what I think the 5 most important things you should do if you go MGTOW. MGTOW is about freedom. MGTOW is about control of your life. And that's why I became MGTOW. Now, like I said before earlier, I do not support any of that bullshit that people were doing before. Some people, some of the bad actors, I don't believe it's the whole MGTOW movement. I feel like it was some of the bad actors under the MGTOW guys, and they ruined MGTOW. And we need to do something about it. Okay, I don't know if we're going to change the name. I told you guys I'm coming out with my own type of MGTOW called HAMTOW, which is handsome men going their own way. But that really could be the new substitute for MGTOW overall, right? Because in our own way, we can become handsome, right? Money make you handsome, right? Get your money up, get your body up. I explained in that other video before, you could be at a 3 in the face, but if you have a 10 body, 3 plus 10, that's 13 divided by 2, that's 6.5. You're above average in my book, okay? That's the way we should go in life. Work hard, build yourself, and then work towards a place where you have the luxury to choose women and you get to qualify them. They don't get to qualify you. You get to hold the balloon, and when they walk into the room, if you're not feeling it, you could pop the balloon. Okay? If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.